Throughout history, many emperors sought power, many sought glory, many wanted to be remembered as conquerors. But one Roman emperor became famous for something entirely different: his thoughts, his discipline, his wisdom. Even today, nearly 2,000 years after his death, millions of people still read his words. Not because he was a philosopher, but because he was both a philosopher and the most powerful man in the world. This is the story of Marcus Aurelius, or the Philosopher Emperor. The year is 121 AD. The Roman Empire stands at the height of its power. Its territories stretch from Britain to the Middle East, from the Rhine River to North Africa. Rome rules millions. And in this vast empire, a boy named Marcus Annius Verus is born. No one yet knows that he will one day become emperor. But even as a child, Marcus is different. He is serious, thoughtful, disciplined. While many noble children pursue luxury, Marcus becomes interested in philosophy, especially Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches self-control, duty, wisdom, and endurance through hardship, lessons that would later define his life. As Marcus grows older, his intelligence attracts attention, including the attention of Emperor Hadrian, one of Rome's greatest rulers. Hadrian sees potential in the young boy and begins preparing him for an important future. Through a series of adoptions and political arrangements, Marcus eventually becomes heir to the empire. His future is now clear. One day, he will rule Rome, but becoming emperor is not easy. Marcus spends years studying law, administration, military affairs, philosophy, public speaking, everything required to govern the greatest empire on earth. Unlike many future rulers, Marcus never seeks luxury. He prefers simplicity, books, learning, reflection. Yet destiny has other plans. In 161 AD, Emperor Antoninus Pius dies. Marcus Aurelius becomes emperor. For the first time in Roman history, two emperors rule together: Marcus Aurelius and his adoptive brother Lucius Verus. The arrangement is unusual, but Marcus values cooperation over personal ambition. He does not seek absolute power. Instead, he seeks stability. Almost immediately, problems begin. Rome's enemies sense opportunity. War erupts in the east. The mighty Parthian Empire challenges Roman authority. And Roman armies march eastward. The conflict lasts several years. Eventually, Rome emerges victorious. But victory comes at a terrible cost. Returning soldiers bring something far more dangerous than enemy weapons: disease. A devastating plague spreads across the empire. Cities suffer, villages suffer, armies suffer. Hundreds of thousands die. Some historians believe millions may have perished. The empire enters one of the darkest periods in its history. Marcus faces crisis after crisis. Many rulers might have collapsed under such pressure, but Marcus remains calm because Stoic philosophy has prepared him for hardship. He believes that suffering is part of life. That challenges must be faced with courage. That a person's character matters more than comfort. These beliefs guide him throughout his reign. Then another threat emerges. Along Rome's northern frontier, Germanic tribes begin crossing the Danube. The empire faces invasion. Entire regions are threatened. Marcus now spends much of his reign on military campaigns. Not in palaces, not in luxury, but in military camps. Along cold frontiers, surrounded by soldiers. The wars become known as the Marco-Mannic Wars. Some of the most difficult conflicts Rome had faced in generations. Year after year, Marcus leads a struggle, battles, campaigns, negotiations, defenses. The emperor works tirelessly, not for personal glory, but because he sees it as his duty. And it is during these campaigns, far from Rome, that Marcus begins writing the work that would make him immortal. A private journal, notes to himself, reminders about discipline, humility, patience, courage. He never intended these writings to be published. They were personal reflections. Yet after his death, they became one of the most influential books ever written. Today, we know it as Meditations. In Meditations, Marcus reminds himself that power is temporary, fame is temporary, life itself is temporary. He writes about controlling emotions, accepting hardship, treating others fairly, focusing on what can be controlled, and ignoring what cannot. His words continue inspiring people nearly 2,000 years later. Military leaders, athletes, business leaders, students, ordinary people, all searching for wisdom. But despite his philosophical nature, Marcus is not weak. He is a capable ruler, a determined commander, and a hard-working administrator. He strengthens laws, supports the poor, improves governance, and tries to protect Rome during one of its most difficult periods. Many historians consider him one of Rome's greatest emperors. Some even call him the last of the 5 good emperors, yet no ruler is perfect. One decision would have enormous consequences. Marcus chooses his son, Commodus, as his successor. Unlike Marcus, Commodus lacks discipline. He lacks wisdom. He lacks his father's character. This decision would later contribute to instability within the empire. Even great men can make mistakes. As the years pass, Marcus grows older. The wars continue. The burdens of leadership never disappear. But he continues serving Rome until the very end. In 180 AD, while on campaign near the Danube frontier, Marcus Aurelius dies. He is 58 years old. After nearly 2 decades as emperor, his reign comes to an end. Across the empire, people mourn. Rome has lost not only an emperor, but a remarkable leader. A man who combined power with wisdom, authority with humility, strength with self-control. Most emperors are remembered for their victories, their monuments, their wealth. Marcus Aurelius is remembered for something deeper: his character, his ideas, his example. Because while Rome's armies eventually disappeared and Rome itself eventually fell, the words of Marcus Aurelius survived. Today, nearly 2,000 years later, his lessons remain relevant. Life is short. Challenges are inevitable. Character matters. Duty matters. Wisdom matters. And perhaps that is why Marcus Aurelius remains one of history's most admired rulers. Not merely because he ruled an empire, but because he mastered himself. And that may be the greatest victory of all. If you enjoy stories about the men who shaped history, subscribe. More is coming.